What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down the average height and weight of a Division I wide receiver. So I hope this video helps you guys out. Hope it could teach you a few new things. But also, fellas, if you are a wide receiver and you would like 200 plus wide receiver drills, all broken down into specific categories for you, like wide receiver route running, press releases, catching, gym workouts, etc., check out that very first link in the description below. You can get access to all of those drills broken down into categories. Easy for you guys to understand, a good starting point, and we give you the exact sets and reps to follow. So again, check out that very first link in the description below. Let's get started with this video. So literally in this video, guys, we're going to be talking about the average height and weight, literally screenshots pulled from ESPN on Division I wide receivers. So this is a roster from Alabama, right? So I want you to look at their height and their weight in this column specifically. So you got a wide receiver who's 6 foot, 5'11", 6'2", 6 foot, 6 foot. Now I want you to look at their weight. 176 and 175, 182, 196, 200, 195. Now let's look at another example here. This is also from Alabama. 6 foot, 6'1", 6'3", 6 foot, and then you got anywhere from 185 to 214 pounds. Now let's look at another team. Let's look at Georgia. Same thing, pretty similar heights, 6 foot, 5'11", anywhere from 175 to 205. Got somebody at 183, etc. So why am I talking about this? Why am I showing you guys this? Because there is no one size fits all that everybody needs to worry about. Guys, I'm telling you this right now, there is always exceptions to the rule. A lot of times people will look for their height and look for their weight as a crutch as to why they can't do something and why they can't, oh, well, I don't weigh enough to do this, or I'm not tall enough. How tall do I need to be? How much do I need to weigh? You see how much all this stuff varies. And I guarantee you, probably 90% of the stuff that I'm showing you right here is not accurate to what they truly are. I bet you this guy who's 5'11" is probably a 5'9". Right? I bet you this guy that's 6'2" is probably 6 foot. The guy who's 175 pounds on paper is probably 168 pounds. Guys, everybody lies when it comes to this kind of stuff. So you can't dwell on it. What you can dwell on, and what I guarantee you that everybody who is on scholarship on this list for Alabama and for Georgia are great football players. And that is what I'm trying to get you guys to worry about. Now, why is it so important that they talk about, let's start with weight before we talk about height. So let's say your weight, right? Why do so many people put such stress on weight? Like, why is it always a thing in football for guys to say, like, hey, you need to gain weight this offseason. Hey, you need to get bigger if you want to play varsity ball. Hey, you need to get bigger if you want to play college ball. Why do they care? Why is that such an important thing? And that's an important thing because you're going to take some hits. We play a very, very violent sport. We play a very, very violent game. And especially, as a receiver coming over, you're not a running back, though, to be honest with you. You're not a D lineman. You're not getting contact on every play. But there are going to be times where you're going to catch a ball and you're going to get your head taken off. And that's just part of the position. And the reason why they want you to have weight is so you can absorb those hits. Because the more weight you have, the easier it's going to be to take those hits. If you're a twig, you're not going to be able to take those hits. But again, you look at guys like Tank Dell, Devontae Smith, who we're going to break down in a second here. Those guys are not the biggest guys. They're not the thickest dudes in the world. They're not jacked. They don't weigh a whole lot, but they're still able to have success. Now, you want to try to not necessarily model your game specifically off of what they do, but you want to pick some things out of those guys' games and add it to your own if you're maybe on the skinnier side of things. Because as you saw, the weight ranged all the way from 175 to 215. There's not a specific number that a college coach is looking for. If you're worried about that, you're worried about the wrong things. You shouldn't be sitting there worried like, oh, I'm 165 pounds. They're not going to look at me because I'm not 175. Like, that's not what you should be thinking. You should be thinking is that when I get to college, they're going to put weight on me. That's what they do, guys. That's why so many guys red shirt. Some guys will gray shirt if they go to a JUCO to get bigger, to get faster, to get stronger. And then they go into they still have 4 years of eligibility after that red shirt. So, guys, they will put weight on you when you get there. You still want to try to be as big and as physical as possible, but don't dwell on that. Don't think that that's going to be the sole reason you won't play. Focus on the things that will get you in the door, that will catch their eye, and that's going to be something like route running. So let's look at Devontae Smith here. Obviously, he's got a ton of speed. Obviously, he gets in and out of his breaks very, very fast. See how he's able to drop on a dime, throw by this DB, make this great catch. All of those showcase the details of the position. And that is what they're looking for in wide receivers, fellas. They're looking for wide receivers who have speed and who can separate. They're not even looking for the tallest guys out there. They are looking for the guys that are going to put the team in the best position to win. So let's talk about what the job of a wide receiver is. Your job on every single play is to run the correct route, run a good route, get a reception, and get some yards after the catch. That is literally your job. Do any of those things that I mentioned require you to weigh a certain amount or be a certain height? No, it doesn't. It literally doesn't. It helps. It helps if you're bigger because it helps you break tackles, maybe get some extra yardage, run a good route. It helps if you're taller, if you're running, a goal line fade or a deep catch downfield, a route over the middle. It all helps, but it's not a requirement. Now, I tread lightly here because, if you're a senior in high school, 5'3", 150 pounds, and maybe you play, maybe you don't. Like, it's probably unlikely at that point that you're going to be able to play at the next level. But here's the thing, like the Division I level, you can still play college football, but the Division I level, because you look at the size of the guys, they were all probably 5'11", 5'10 plus. And everybody lies, but still at the end of the day, you got to have some kind of size to you. You got to have some kind of height to you. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't play college football anywhere, because at the end of the day, it's about being the best football player. Who could be the best football player? They're not recruiting basketball players. They're not recruiting bodybuilders. All that stuff is just self-reported attributes that they do not care about. What college coaches care about is what you can showcase on film. And on film, what Devontae Smith has a lot of, he has a lot of great route running film. He gets in and out of his breaks very fast. He makes a lot of great catches. He's very fast. All those things is what they see on film. Yeah, then they probably saw him at Alabama. They're like, man, he's pretty skinny. We're going to put some weight on him when he gets here because he's one of the best damn receivers we've seen. So we would rather have him in our program, put some weight on him while he's here, and develop him and let him do his thing, now being a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger. And that's what they're doing. That's what colleges do. It's very hard for college coaches to teach you skills and teach you to how to play the position. They can certainly help, obviously, but what their job is to put weight on you and teach you their offense and what they require of you. So now, what if you're on the shorter side of things? We're going to show some film here from Rondale Moore, and Rondale Moore is 5'7". I don't know if anybody knows that, but he's a wide receiver in the NFL. He went to Purdue. Highly recruited guy out of high school. And there's always the examples of like it's possible guys, right? Like, well, he did it, so I can definitely do it. Like Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, etc., right? And everybody uses those as examples, Tyreek Hill, because those are all not very big guys. But what do they all have in common? That's what you should be trying to put across into your game. So let's look at this example here of Rondale Moore. He's running like a deep corner route or like a deep out route. And what he has is he has an outside leverage coverage look here, right? So this DB's outside leverage. His goal is to protect the outside. Don't let anybody run the out route or the corner route. And you see how Rondale Moore, he's coming out from the hash. He's got a ton of space to work to the outside. So what a bigger wide receiver might be able to get away with is maybe give a quick move, take the outside, get real physical and break, get skinny, and then break to the outside. Kind of force the release. But as a shorter guy, we don't have that luxury because being smaller, naturally, we're not as strong. You're on the skinnier side of things. Naturally, you're not as strong, obviously. So what do you have to do? You got to take what this DB gives you. Let's take the inside release and let's try to beat him with speed. Let's try to stack him with the inside release, give a move, go. We still got a ton of space to the outside. Maybe he plays it well and I slip under and throw by because I have good route running skills. There are a lot of ways that you can play this route. So let's play at full speed. What does he do here? He attacks him. He takes the inside release, gives a move, and you see all the space he gave his quarterback to throw him open. These little details is how you can be successful when you're undersized. If you don't fit the quote-unquote mold for a D1 wide receiver size-wise, let's say you're under 5'11". Let's say you're under 175 pounds. These things right here is what will help you guys be more successful. You have to have the details of your route running. You got to be a great route runner. You have to have speed. You have to work on those things in order to be a successful, smaller, undersized wide receiver. So let's play this thing full speed one more time. Great job by Moore showcasing how you can take what the DB gives you when it's man coverage, not forcing things, because that's not going to be our game as a smaller guy. So now, this is something that not a lot of people talk about, especially wide receiver coaches when dealing with smaller wide receivers, and that is protecting yourself. So if you guys ever watch, like two guys that I would like you to watch or take a look at, one in particular, Tyreek Hill, number two is T.Y. Hilton. Not the biggest guys in the world, but I want you to watch whenever they catch the ball and they're in open space and they have nothing left. Like they made a guy miss, maybe they're breaking upfield, they have nowhere to go. They don't take any unnecessary hits. They protect themselves because, as you know, if we're a short wide receiver and we're coming over the middle, we catch a ball, you got safeties and linebackers who are very, very big dudes trying to take my head off and hit you as hard as you can. You guys know this being a smaller guy. They just like to hit you harder. It's just how it is. They want to try to hurt you. So I want you to pay attention to this example here. Rondale Moore catches this little 5-yard out, makes a guy miss. Then we're going to show from a different angle. And then what does he do after that? He doesn't take any unnecessary hits. He just gets out of bounds, right? He doesn't try to go head up with 23. He doesn't lower his shoulder. He just makes a guy miss once, and then he's working to get out of bounds. Guys, this needs to be your game. Now, I'm not saying be that guy who's afraid of contact. Catch the ball and then just, I'm scared of contact, run out of bounds. Sometimes you're going to have to take hits. And T.Y. Hilton and Tyreek Hill, they do take hits, right? But as shorter guys, smaller guys, don't weigh a lot. And being shorter, naturally, you don't weigh as much. You're not going to be able to take too many of those hits. You have to protect yourself. So if there's an opportunity where you can get out of bounds without sacrificing any extra yardage that you can gain, take it. Do not be that guy that takes unnecessary hits when you're on the shorter side of things. That will keep you on the field. That will keep you healthy and help you make more plays as a shorter and smaller guy. But please don't take this the wrong way and think I want everybody to run out of bounds. If you got an opportunity to go head up with a guy, and if you make him miss, you're going to go score a touchdown, you got to do it. Do not run out of bounds in that situation. But if you're trapped, you have nowhere to go, you have no extra yardage to gain, just get out of bounds. Don't take the unnecessary hits. Think of it like a quarterback, right? Maybe not exactly like a quarterback. I don't want you sliding and diving like that. But if there's a chance to get out of bounds and conserve your body, not take any extra hits, do it. Because trust me, that's going to help with the longevity of you playing this position, and you'll be able to make more plays as a smaller guy. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate. Leave those in the comment section below. We always appreciate the feedback, and it's always great to hear from you guys. And again, fellas, if you would like 200+ wide receiver drills, all broken down into specific categories, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to get you on that, fellas. I'll see you guys next time.